space cowboys blowing up blocks. Welcome to Galactic Junk League. We look at free-to-play games to see if they are worth your time, and Galactic Junk League is a bit of a weird one. It's a little bit Sandbox, a little bit MOBA, sci-fi, spaceship building, multiplayer, free-to-play title. Released by Pixel Federation just last week in July, it is hot off the press, but it doesn't really show it. Aside from one of our group having some crashing issues, though he is running an older AMD rig, the rest of us were pretty much fine. It was certainly refreshing to see a game release on Steam that wasn't an alpha or beta build, which does seem to be the growing trend. Galactic Junk League is set in the distant future. The Earth is destroyed. Humanity lives among the stars. And for entertainment, they blow the crap out of each other in a giant arena. You would think that if we lost the Earth, then maybe we'd all just try to get along. But you'd be wrong. You play the role of a spaceship captain / ship designer who clearly was never allowed to play with Lego as a child and is now making up for lost time. You build your ship from different blocks. There are rocket boosters, weapons, shields, and special abilities that might just give you the edge over your opponents. There aren't many rules when it comes to building a ship, though we found some of the best builds seem to be missile salvo focused ships, although it didn't always guarantee us a win. Plus, the laser gun ships sounded amazing, and it was so satisfying melting parts off your enemies. The gameplay itself was very smooth, lag wasn't noticeable, the controls were a little weird, but you are controlling a spaceship in space, so you'd expect them to be a little bit slow to react. You and your team of 4 start at one end of the map, and your goal is to get to 1200 points. You do this by capturing and holding 3 objective points on the map, as well as taking out the other team. This is where the fun of Galactic Junk League really starts to show, and it's what sets it apart from other games. You never really know what you're going to be coming up against, as your opponent's imagination could very well dream up anything. Unlike other games in a similar style, you build your own ship, for better or for worse. We suffered through many a bad builds of our own before we learnt some of the finer points of junkyard spaceship engineering. Pro tip, you do need to have armour. And if you lose a gyroscope, you can't turn at all. In the many rounds we played, we never came up against an impossible ship, so the game feels pretty well balanced. Even playing against other players who had purchased special block packs, that's how the game makes their money, wasn't the sometime typical impossible task of a pay-to-win dressed up as a free-to-play game. We give Galactic Junk League 6 out of 10 potatoes. The download size is 1.4 gig, using just over 5 gig when installed. We recommend that you check it out. It's worth a play. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. If there are other games you'd like us to review, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with all the latest Flaktest news and game reviews.